and enjoy the action as Rangers start out on their journey to reap the rewards, the riches of the Champions League. They're up against Dynamo Kyiv in Poland tonight. Our commentary team is Billy Dodds, Derek Ferguson and Rob McLean.
Thanks, Kenny. It's a big match with a big question mark hanging over it. Are Rangers ready to compete for a place in this season's Champions League group stages? They'll have to negotiate 4 games this round and then the playoff round if they're to reach those riches. But they'll be looking no further than this one, because this shapes up as a massive challenge for them. Tom's already just mentioned it moments ago, that 9-2 demolition of Partizan Belgrade in the last qualifying round. We're just looking at pictures of the referee and the tossing of the coin. The on-field officials are Lithuanian. Donatas Rumšas is the man in charge, and James Tavernier and Andriy Yarmolenko is the opposing captain tonight, with Dynamo Kyiv's club captain among the substitutes. He, a player of massive experience, just 122 Ukrainian caps and 46 international goals. Lots of club experience with West Ham and Borussia Dortmund as well. And lots of young talent in this Dynamo Kyiv team as well. And they certainly dismantled the opposition last time around. It's a 15,000 capacity stadium in Poland, the city of Lublin, which is just about 100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. And lots of emotion pre-kick-off. The players draped in Ukrainian flags, and lots of displays around the ground as well. Underway in Poland in this Champions League third qualifying round. First leg, and Rangers will be looking for the sort of performance tonight and the sort of result which sets them up for Hampden Park next Tuesday. And plenty of empty seats tonight. I don't think that will be the case next week. And Rangers want to utilise a big crowd, even away from Ibrox. But it's all about Billy Dodds laying the foundations tonight.
Yeah, a lot of question marks about Rangers and off-field structure, and then going into Saturday, the result against Hearts, wanted a winning start, but they're capable of big performances, they're capable of getting results. They're going to need to be at their best to get that tonight, Rob.
Challenging for the ball, Diomande flicking it forward towards Cyril Dessers. Kyiv get it clear up on the halfway line. There's Leon Balogun in for Ben Davis tonight. And his experience, you would imagine the 36-year-old is going to be very important to Rangers. It's going to be about cool heads, composure. It's also about quality, of course. As we look at pictures of Alexander Shovkovsky, the former Ukrainian goalkeeper, who is, since last November, the head coach. Forward goes Yilmaz. Useful ball through for Dessers. Lays it off, and it's a great striker goal from Tom Lawrence. Straight down the throat of Bushchan. But Rangers seem to get so much room and time in the final third to get that shot away.
That's superb play, Rob. Yilmaz just driving forward. He finds Dessers, and it's a lovely one-touch layoff. And I tell you what, Lawrence, he strikes a lovely ball, doesn't he? You know, unfortunately, straight down the keeper's throat. But Rangers started quickly. They've started aggressively. And it's just what we need at the moment, you know, trying to gain a little bit of confidence. So it's been a good start, and unlucky not to take the lead there.
It was also juggled by the goalkeeper, and somebody been in on the rebound. There was a real opportunity for Rangers to go in front inside the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, he got contact on it, the goalkeeper. He popped it probably 15 yards or 14 yards to his left. It come back to Dessers, who had just gone into the box after the layoff. He hits a volley. It's a hard chance and hits it straight at the goalkeeper. But Lawrence maybe should have found a corner. I think Kyiv would have been in trouble if he had have.
Dodgy, I was just going to say that. You know, he's went with power. I was thinking, you know, look for a little bit more placement.
A wee slot.
Look to try and maybe pass it into the back of the net. But I mean, the good thing for Rangers, they've started in the front foot.
That's encouraging, Derek, isn't it, to create a chance like that so early on?
And we have been a lot of negative thoughts here, quite rightly so. But this is what the players need to. They need to go out, put on a show, try and get something out of this game to gain a bit of confidence.
First chance for Dynamo Kyiv to threaten in the attack, and it was Vanat, the striker, getting himself involved. Shaparenko in the midfield. Some familiar names on show here tonight. Brashko is the kingpin in the middle of the midfield for Dynamo Kyiv, just 22, but a player who clearly has a bright future. 9 of these players featured in the first leg demolition of Partizan, and 7 of them played second leg as well, so there's a real bit of continuity about this Dynamo Kyiv team. But a loose pass almost gets Cyril Dessers interested before it's tidied up defensively. Karavyev at right back, who scored in both of those legs against Partizan. And here they go on the attack with Vladislav Vanat. Lays the ball off. Yarmolenko fires it across goal, and all James Tavernier can do is tuck that behind for a corner kick.
You can see the danger of them going forward. I've talked about them being fragile defensively, but going forward it was Vanat showing his pace first and foremost against Suter, then Yarmolenko picks up, flashes it across goal, and Tavernier's got to deal with it at the back post, and without knocking it in his own net, puts it for the corner.
Inside the opening 5 minutes in Poland. Mikolo Shaparenko with the corner kick in, and a big chance at the back post for Dynamo Kyiv, and the header flies over the top. That was a real opportunity for Brashko on the end of this corner kick. Flicked near post, and it came at him really quickly, and his body position wasn't right, and up and over the bar it went. It was a chance though.
It's a worry because we don't win the first ball, and then the second ball again we don't win it. So again there's a little bit of lack of height, lack of physicality in the Rangers side, so we've got to be so switched on when it comes to set pieces, and Rangers just getting away with one there.
When it come in, Ferg, I don't know about you, when it was flicked, I'm thinking, oh, it's come to him too quick, he's seen it later. But when you see it again,
he could adjust his feet a
yeah,
little bit,
just make sure if he just makes sure he headers it down into the ground, not even a firm header, just one. I think it would have ended up in the net. Huge chance for Brashko.
At left back, Vivcharenko for Dynamo Kyiv. Looking to play it out. Rangers trying to press and pressurise, and Dessers and McCausland doing good work into the box from Ross McCausland. Didn't quite find its way through. Now it's Conor Barron right in the middle of the pitch. Impressive on his competitive debut at Tynecastle at the weekend. The former Aberdeen midfielder clearing it for Dynamo Kyiv was Karavyev. Balogun's header, the ball kept in by Yilmaz. Vanat getting himself in front of Balogun, who hits the deck, but the whistle had already gone.
I tell you what's interesting, I don't know if you agree, Billy, looks as if Rangers just going to go toe-to-toe with them. You know, I thought they'd be, sitting a little bit, find their way into the game, but it's anything but, any opportunity we get forward, they're getting on the front foot, they're attacking them, they're pressing them high up the park, so real open game at the moment.
It is an open game, chances at either end. That early opportunity for Tom Lawrence to get a shot away, and the header for Brashko, which he was unable to keep down. Otherwise Rangers could have been in early trouble. 7 minutes played in the Lublin Arena, and you're listening to live commentary of Dynamo Kyiv against Rangers on BBC Radio Scotland. And the games come really quickly at this stage in the qualifiers. Second leg next Tuesday, and of course neither of these teams able to play at home in this qualifying round. This game in Poland for Dynamo Kyiv. Next week it's Hampden Park Good defending from James Tavernier as the ball came in from the right-hand side, but the danger is not yet over. Shaparenko with a shot from the edge of the area, took a deflection, headed away by Yilmaz. Back in it comes, but it's in the gloves of Jack Butland.
Yeah, Lawrence just sleeping a little bit, you know, just what, 30 yards out, ball's nicked off him, and you know, yeah, we defend well after that, but Lawrence has got to be a lot more switched on in that, certainly in a defensive area like that. You know, you can't take any chance. He's got to go into the ball quick, you know, and pop your pass off as quick as possible. But again, you know, just got to be careful in those areas, Rangers.
Got to credit Tavernier. Sometimes people have a goal with the defender. Yeah, he had to tuck in there. It was a certain goal.
The one at the back post that he cut out was really switched on, which he needs to be in games like this.
Yeah, tucked in pretty effectively that time. Good defensive work from the captain as Diomande tries to intercept in the midfield, but the ball is swept out wide. And here come Dynamo Kyiv again. Tavernier gets a foot in to halt their progress. Vivcharenko forward from the left-back position. Shaparenko wearing number 10. Brashko linking the play together. Bikalyonok working it out wide for Karavyev. Plenty of passes using the full width of the pitch. Dynamo Kyiv looking to create. Vivcharenko's cross ball, and it's headed behind by John Suter.
I think there's maybe an offside flag up as well, but you can see they're starting to get territorial advantage, pinning Rangers back. You can see they're good in the ball. Everything we said about them pre-match, a wee bit fragile at the back, but going forward, my word, they handle the ball, don't they? Some slick little interchange passes are just forcing Rangers back after, what is it, 9.5 minutes gone?
They've always got options in the final third, Billy, haven't they? You know, they get forward, they make forward runs, and there's always one or two options for them to pop the ball off.
Nobody's thinking too much about the playoff round at this stage, but the winners of this will play RB Salzburg or FC Twente in the next round. And the losers of this go into the Europa League group stage. There's been a lot of talk. Philippe Clement's been saying plenty about what could happen next for Rangers in European competition. But he did admit there's a world of a difference between the Champions League and the lesser competitions. The ball knocked down for Cyril Dessers inside the penalty box. Almost a chance for Rangers number 9. The whistle goes.
A handball against McCausland, but I'll tell you what, it was a good ball in, a good knockdown from right, and Dessers does brilliantly, drops his shoulder, lets it come across him. You think he's just going to pop the shot away, but it was at Popov that got the challenge in and hooked it away. But you can see they're not secure at the back, but it's a good challenge to get away from Dessers, because he was just going to pull the trigger from about 6 yards out after a good turn.
Billy, as a centre forward, do you not think you could maybe just try and hook the ball round the corner? You know, maybe he's just trying to take that touch and settle it, you know, and that's what he's accused of quite a lot of time. He takes an extra touch. I think he could maybe just try and hook that round the corner, try and get a shot in target.
On the ball for Rangers, Diomande on the halfway line. Scurrying around in the midfield is Conor Barron as well, who rolls it out wide for Yilmaz. It's been a pretty pacey start to the game, and Rangers just for a moment slowing things down and getting some comfortable possession of the ball, working it from side to side. Barron again puts his foot on it on the halfway line. Now John Suter steering a ball into the midfield area for Ross McCausland. Back with James Tavernier. Dynamo Kyiv happy for Rangers to be knocking it around in front of them. It's John Suter in possession. Best part of 12 minutes gone, 0-0 in Poland. Tavernier's touch, McCausland inside, Lawrence there, James Tavernier from the angle, tried to squeeze it into the danger zone, and it was Mikavko who blocked the cutback, and it's gone behind for a Rangers corner.
Yeah, again, terrific play from Rangers, long ball from Suter, you know, and then they work it well, and Tav, he's never shy in getting forward, and the angle's always against him, but it's a good tackle, I think, from the full-back. But again, good signs from Rangers, good tempo, good pace, good speed about their play, and every time, you know, they get that opportunity, they're intent on getting forward.
Reid van Yilmaz across on the right-hand side to take this corner kick. Can Rangers get some joy from the set piece? In it comes goalkeeper Bushchan under pressure, flapping at it, but got some help from his defence to get that clear. Back inside the Rangers half, and Conor Barron with the ball at his feet. 13 minutes gone, and plenty of encouragement for Rangers so far in the way they've started this game. On the ball, Suter fires it into the feet of McCausland. Nice first-time layoff for Tavernier. Wasn't even among the subs at the weekend, Ross McCausland, but one of two changes to the Rangers team tonight. Dessers with a neat touch, linking up with Lawrence. Worked out wide for Yilmaz. Left-footed in, but it's far too close to the goalkeeper, and Cyril Dessers just screaming at him for a better delivery.
And so he should. You know, again, it's some terrific play from Rangers. One-touch football, popping it off. Good understanding between them there. They're playing with a little bit of zest about them tonight. I don't know. Has it got something to do with the strip? A lovely new strip they've got on as well. Maybe that's making a difference. But I'm pleasantly surprised with the start that they've made. 14 minutes in, playing some lovely stuff and creating chances, Rangers.
Yeah, there's a zip about them. There's also an aggression about them, which is good. When Dynamo Kyiv on the ball, the Rangers are making sure that they're in their faces as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think the homework's been done from Philippe Clement. I mean, sometimes you can get carried away by the name, and yeah, they beat Partizan Belgrade absolutely and battered them, but you can still just go toe-to-toe with them. Fergie, you spoke before the game about being brave in possession. They're doing that, but I think they realise with the homework that this team can handle the ball and they're good, and they'll have to be wary when they attack Rangers, have to be solid defensively, but they can get at them offensively and can handle the ball and cause them problems.
Driving with the ball, Shaparenko. Looking to create from wide left back. It goes to Vivcharenko, the left back. Shaparenko again. Tavernier looking to stop the cross. In it goes, but it was an important touch from Balogun near post that diverted that out of the immediate danger area, and it's down the pitch and it's all the way back with Yuri Bushchan, the Dynamo Kyiv goalkeeper, the Ukrainian international goalkeeper. There aren't any of these players who haven't featured internationally. Played out to Shaparenko, left-hand side for Kyiv. And the 19-year-old in central defence, Mikavko. Fired out wide right. Karavyev likes to get forward down that right side. He's gone a long way with the ball, right up to the edge of the area. And in the end, as he stabbed it into the middle, well, it goes behind off Leon Balogun.
And that's a problem, Rob. At times you can't allow, like Karyov there. He's ran 30, 40 yards. You know, there comes a point you've got to make contact with him. They kept backing off, and they've got away with that. The ball goes behind for a by kick, but it's just little things like that can cost you. So you know, they were backtracked. I think it was Yilmaz. I'm not sure who else it was. Maybe Barron. But there comes a point you've got to make contact.
Dynamo Kyiv 0, Rangers 0 on BBC Radio Scotland. 16.5 minutes played in the Polish city of Lublin, and a healthy number of Rangers supporters in the ground. They're not used to big crowds. It's 15,000 capacity, and there are usually less than 5,000 watching Dynamo Kyiv, but the Rangers supporters swelling that number tonight as Shaparenko hits one cross field for Karavyev. Instant control, having a look at what's available. Worked out wide by Brashko. Yarmolenko with a curling cross, dipping into the 6-yard box, cleared by Tavernier, straight at Shaparenko. The shot deflected from Vivcharenko. The rebound is tucked away by Vladislav Vanat, but up goes the offside flag.
Yeah, that was Tavernier when the ball came in. He wasn't at his finest there defensively. He swings a left boot at it and it's got to go height and distance. He doesn't. He just slaps at it. It goes to the attacker, Shabkarenko. What a player he is when I see him just on the ball. Shaparenko, just a little touch, sets up the strike, and then Butland spills it and they're onto the rebound. They knock into the net, but luckily that flag is up and a big layoff for Rangers.
It was Vladislav Vanat who put the ball in the back of the net. He's the top scorer last season in the Ukrainian Premier League. He's only 22. He scored 14 goals. He contributed to 21 goals last season in 27 games. He is a player, but thankfully for Rangers, up went that offside flag.
Yeah, it was a good yard or two offside, but just a little bit worrying, you know. And with Yilmaz, you know, you got to stop the cross at source and just backing off a little bit. You know, you've got to try and find a way to stop that cross, because they are dangerous when they get the balls into the box. And sometimes the balls, it's not floated in, they're not curled in, they're driven hard and low. So you've got to really be on your toes to defend that type of ball in.
Tavernier could have bailed him out of Fergie. I mean, it's a long drifting ball and he's watching all the way and he just slaps at it, and you don't want to slap it to Shaparenko, because what about his ability?
Yeah.
Wow.
He looks something special, doesn't he? And they have that about them in the attacking areas, Dynamo Kyiv. Rangers won't get away with too many mistakes tonight, but no damage done so far. We're in the 20th minute in Lublin, and Dynamo Kyiv 0, Rangers 0 is the scoreline.
Yeah, when you compare the first 20 minutes in this game to the game on Saturday, it's like night and day, Rob. You know, they were one-paced, they were out of sorts, they were slow, lethargic. They're anything but tonight. You know, they're bright, they've got a bit of zest about them, you know, good pace, good tempo and good appetite for the game. And it looks as if they're relishing the challenge at the moment. You know, like we were probably saying an hour before the kick-off, kind of written Rangers off a little bit, but delighted with this first 20 minutes. Just need to keep it going.
Yeah, it was an underwhelming start to the domestic season for Rangers at Tynecastle at the weekend. They know exactly what's required tonight. They know what sort of performance is required tonight. And meeting the challenge head on so far, and you can see that they're growing in confidence as McCausland jinks his way inside. He's 25 yards out! What a hit! Back off the post from McCausland. It was curling, it was dipping. Bushchan was beaten, saved by the frame of the goal.
That would have been special, wouldn't it? I mean, he picks up, I think there's a little nutmeg in there, he beats two players, he comes in, he shows composure, for 20 yards out, just bends it with the left foot, goalkeeper beaten, and it's crashed off the post. So unlucky. Derek, we just talked about how well they started. That was nearly the icing on the cake.
No, it was different class from McCausland. Again, it's just the keeper's he's getting nowhere near that. You know, he's so unlucky. But it's Lawrence finding those little pockets of space, and then McCausland, he doesn't stand wide. He doesn't stand just wanting to receive the ball. He's on the move, driving inside, and that curling left shot. Oh, so unlucky it doesn't go into the back of the net. But it's a continuation of how Rangers have started this game. Really, Brighton, they're really unlucky they've not took the lead there.
I think we're talking managerial masterstroke if that goes in from Ross McCausland. Maybe some surprise that he was included in the starting lineup. It was Rabbi Matondo who replaced Oscar Cortez at the weekend at Tynecastle, and McCausland not in the squad. But Philippe Clement showing plenty of faith in the youngster, and he has just demonstrated why. On the attack though, Dynamo Kyiv, Kanavyev right up to the edge of the box. Yarmolenko looks to create from the byline. Yilmaz tries to stop the cross. Assistance arrives, the cross flashes across the face of goal. Nobody there in all white to get on the end of it. And back doing the defensive duties this time is McCausland to get that away.
Again, it's a little bit of a worry, you know. Kabiev driving again, 30-40 yards. I don't know, one of the midfielders can maybe get across, because I think it's Yilmaz backing off, Balogun backing off. I just wonder if Barron or maybe Diamandi just can get into that area to stop that threat.
Here they come again, exchanging passes at the edge of the area, and a flashing left footer goes mighty close, and Jack Butland looks mighty relieved. It was Yarmolenko who started things off. It was a left foot strike from the edge of the area. Butland down to his right-hand side to get hands to it. Looking a little bemused as that flashed past for a corner kick.
Yeah, it's a save he should be making. It's a left foot strike, but he beats it away.
In comes the corner kick, low at the near post. And Diamandi was back there to make sure that was cleared. And there's a foul on Ross McCausland and a free kick for Rangers. And no great surprise that Dynamo Kyiv very quickly coming back at Rangers after that McCausland shot which struck the post, and that was very much on the money.
I think it's Pikal, is it Pikal Yanok who just had the left foot strike, but you can see his movement. He just uses his striker. I think it was Van Aert just to lay it, and he kids on his go the other side, just a dip with the shoulder, leaves Diamandi, and it's a wonderful strike. But he's up to it, Butland, but it's one he should be making. It's pretty central, but plenty of power.
Yeah, it wasn't far enough away from him to be a big issue for Jack Butland, who will look to display the sort of form that he did all season long for Rangers last time around. Vivcharenko under pressure near his own goal line. James Tavernier was right up on top of him, and the ball goes out of play. We're past the midpoint in the first half. Dynamo Kyiv 0, Rangers 0, BBC Radio Scotland. And of course the second leg will be live on television and radio next Tuesday on the BBC Scotland channel and iPlayer, and live here too, as Rangers look to set themselves up for a big night at Hampden next week.
They're certainly slugging it out, aren't they? I mean, it's two teams that are just, it's like the old boxers match, isn't it, where they're going, you know what, we're swinging and we're going for it, because the best chance of getting through is having a goal, not sitting back and defending, Derek.
Yeah, the only criticism we've got with Rangers at the moment is just maybe Barron and Diamandi can just be a little bit defensive, but that's nitpicking, because I tell you what, as a game to watch, it's been excellent. Some terrific play from both sides, and you know that just that moment from McCausland, a little bit of magic, you know, and so unlucky. And we got a corner kick, got a little bit of pressure on. So you're right, that's what it feels like, isn't it? It's so open, it's just end to end. It's a terrific watch.
Corner kick for Rangers on the right-hand side. 25 minutes played 0-0. Rangers have got plenty belief about them on the basis of how they've played so far. The referee sorting one or two things out before the corner kick can be taken. Yilmaz sends it in, near post, doesn't get beyond the first man. Cleared only as far as James Tavernier. Back it goes to Conor Barron on the halfway line. And further back still to Jack Butland. Strikes it out towards the left-hand side. And it's headed away by Karavyev. Played out to John Suter. Suter and Balogun in central defence. Ben Davis left out. And another look at the concerned features of Alexander Stavkovsky. I wonder what he was expecting tonight on the back of the 9-2 aggregate win against Partizan in the second qualifying round. It was, I think it surprised everyone, including Dynamo Kyiv's supporters, the scale of that victory. This is the third qualifying round, 2 legs, and then the playoff round ahead of the Champions League group stages and the riches that that can bring. Rangers desperately want to be there. Scott Wright picking up possession out on the left-hand side. He's barely had a mention so far. Rangers have done most of their attacking down the other side. Philippe Clement out on the touchline, directing operations, animated as ever.
A little bit more direct there, you know, just the long ball to Dessers, but you know, you look at Wright, you look at McCausland getting in really narrow in support, looking for that second ball, and Unlucky not to get possession of it, but so they're showing both sides of the game that they're playing out from the back. They've got good possession of the ball, but at times they're prepared to go that little bit longer, and cause Kyiv a few problems.
Popov, the central defender, hits it up long. That's pretty well dealt with. It was Kabayev, left side of the attacking lineup for Kyiv. The ball's out for a throw-in. Midway inside the Kyiv half, James Tavernier is going to take this. Rangers looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Their confidence has certainly picked up in the course of the game, and they see a big opportunity here to get the sort of result they will need to try to get the job finished at Hampden next week. Balogun plays it into the midfield. Possession just can't be lost in that sort of situation, and Lawrence did lose it, and now the white-shirted Kyiv players driving forward. The ball is
when they get a tackle in Rangers, sorry Rob, I think Scott Wright's got to do better there. The ball breaks to him, just gather it and maybe have a run and try and counter-attack, but he just swept away as if I just want rid of it and clear it, and Kyiv come again.
Flicked around the corner by the influential Karavyev. Rangers staying in a pretty solid shape, and they haven't offered up too much in the way of opportunities so far for the 16 times Ukrainian champions.
And you're right, Billy, because little moments like that, it matters, because Rangers have gave possession away, and now they're starting to probe, but little balls like you've got to protect it, and make sure you keep possession of that ball, certainly in those areas.
The ball chested down by James Tavernier, and he fires it infield to Leon Balogun. We're inside the 30th minute in Poland. Scott Wright with a first-time ball intended for Yilmaz. He gets a second chance when it was blocked, but it's lost by the Turkish left back, and Kyiv are back on it. Possession given away pretty cheaply, and really hasn't been happening for Rangers down that left side so far. Combination of Tavernier and McCausland looking much more interesting down the right side for Rangers, as Bushchan plays a long angled ball out to Vivcharenko. Ross McCausland has to get back with the left back, who rolls a pass inside James Tavernier, and he gets his body in the way, and he stops Karavyev getting there, and the ball goes behind for a Rangers goal kick. Half an hour gone on BBC Radio Scotland. Dynamo Kyiv 0, Rangers 0.
And we're talking about the quality of play from Rangers, but their work rate as well there. The wide players prepared to work back. McCausland in that case, he's running 50-60 yards back, and making a challenge, making it awkward for them. So they've made it really uncomfortable for Kyiv tonight, and that's down to the quality. We were touching on that. Where is the quality? Well, they're showing what they're all about, the players out in the park at the moment. So they need to just keep it going. As you say, half an hour gone, so it's important, to take this all the way to half-time.
Poor clearance moments ago by Jack Butland, which played his team into trouble, and thankfully for Rangers that was followed by a foul on Leon Balogun, which hands Rangers a free kick. Could have been an awkward moment, and Rangers don't want to be offering any sort of encouragement to Dynamo Kyiv. They need to keep it error-free if at all possible. Butland this time fires the ball out right side for McCausland. He worked it infield. Tom Lawrence couldn't get there, and the ball is all the way back with Yuri Bushchan in goal for Dynamo Kyiv. Pressure from McCausland, not really too much pressure required for Vivcharenko to make a mistake and just fire the ball out of play. It's getting a little sloppy at the moment from Dynamo Kyiv, and Rangers work the ball out wide again to Tavernier, right hand side. Ahead of him Diomande steps in field, lovely pass, well paced for Lawrence, couldn't collect it, just a little bit off balance. But Rangers have it back with Connor Barron in the centre circle. Lawrence again, round the corner for Dessers. Lovely ball inside the fullback for McCausland to fire it across goal. It was a really good combination And it was Mikavko in the 6-yard box who hooked that clear for Kyiv.
Yeah, it's desperate defending from the end, but it's brilliant play by Rangers. Just fired in a couple of passes from Diamandi to start with, then he wanted a runner, didn't get it, laid back, fired into Lawrence, little flick round the corner, great ball through to release McCausland the right hand side, and then, as I said, desperate defending for Kyiv after that.
Taverniers throw in flicked back by Dessers, looking for somebody to get on the end of that. Well, they're looking the better team at the moment, Rangers. John Suter, though, slices what was intended as a diagonal out wide for Yilmaz, and it ends up in the gloves of Bushchan.
Yeah, and there's no need for that, you know, just keep possession of the ball. He's trying to hit a 60-70 yard diagonal ball, difficult as it is, so I think like John should just keep it simple, keep possession of the ball, just find Barron or Diamandi in there, let them do those difficult balls.
Diamandi's with a touch, and Tom Lawrence just took the shot on very quickly without much of a backlift from 25 yards out, and he's dragged it wide of target. But there are more and more mistakes coming from Dynamo Kyiv, and Rangers looking more and more encouraged that they can get the job done tonight, Derek.
Yeah, Rangers are making it uncomfortable for them. Their work rate is unbelievable. They're not jogging to the players, it's not three-quarter, they're sprinting at them, they're making them uncomfortable, putting them under pressure. And if Rangers can just cut, now there's been very little wrong in their play. I mean, you're picking up on that one from Suter there, you know. Sometimes that's why you need an experienced player, just a little word in his ear, you know. We keep possession of the ball, we don't need to be playing that hard ball, just keep doing what they're doing, because the little give and goes, you know, 25-30 yards out from goal, they've been different class. It looks a good understanding, you know, right McCausland with Lawrence and Dessers, and you know they're really at it. And just as I say that, they put the ball behind. I mean, that's probably the one mistake that, you know, Tavernier has made tonight. I think he's been excellent defensively, and we know what he's like going forward, and that was just try to put a little bit too much meat on it there.
But you're right, they have started well, but I think that's down to the staff. They've looked at them and they thought, right, are we going to back off this team and just sit there because they have technical players? Are we going to go in that high press and get right in their faces, because they'll give the ball away, but they'll take a chance? And for the first time I've done my homework where I found out that they are dodgy at the back, and you can see that coming through. They're not secure there, are they?
There's no doubt that the balance of power at the moment is with Rangers with 35 minutes played. Dynamo Kyiv have had their moments, but they've also been forced into making a lot of mistakes. It's got really sloppy for them in the last 10 minutes. A lot of passes going astray, and Rangers with plenty of belief on the evidence of what we've seen so far, that this might not be the mighty challenge that they were thinking about. They still need to be good, of course, to get the job done, but maybe the action so far, Derek, coming as a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and I mean, normally in Europe you go away from home, you're a little bit cagey, you sit in, you have a look at the side, but we'll let this moment go.
Yeah, Shaparenko looking to weave his way in from the edge of the box, and on the follow-up it was that man Karavyev again from right back, on his left foot though, off balance, and the shot not troubling Jack Butland. But it's been one of their few forays forward, Dynamo Kyiv, in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, he get it all wrong there, you know, just getting underneath it. But no, Dodgy's absolutely right. You know, you've got to give credit to the manager and his staff. They've had a look at them and thought, right, the best way to go about this is go and press them high up the park, go and work them, don't allow them to settle, don't allow them to pop the ball about. You know, they're a technically gifted side, but it's great that Rangers certainly have made it uncomfortable for them, but the quality of Rangers play going forward has been excellent.
Goal kick, Jack Butland thumps it downfield. We're in the 37th minute in Lublin. Dynamo Kyiv 0, Rangers 0. BBC Radio Scotland with the radio coverage of this and the second leg. Mistake by Yilmaz, you don't want to do that. Here come Dynamo Kyiv, the white shirts are flooding forward. This looks like an opportunity. It's a massive opportunity. It's the opening goal. And it's Yarmolenko with the finishing touch at the back post. the mistake from Reid van Yilmaz is punished within seconds. Rangers were looking in a really strong position, but that error leads to the opening goal of the game for Dynamo Kyiv, and it's the veteran Yarmolenko for 1-0.
Self-inflicted. I was going to say when Derek was talking, the only time they look dangerous is when Rangers make a sloppy mistake, and exactly on cue, Yilmaz dribbles the ball in the central area. He's robbed. They're played down the outside. It's a great ball in, don't get me wrong. Nobody can cover that front post area. It's fizzed across, and it's Van Aert who fizzes it across, and it's the main man Yarmolenko who's there, just enough pace in the cross where it's just a contact. That's what it's all about. 4 yards out, gets it flush and puts Kyiv ahead.
They've been so good as well, Rangers, and you know, Yilmaz, he's in a duel, he's got to be stronger, he's got to win that. But the other side of it, and I'm not picking on him, Barron is terrific in that sitting role, but he just dives in a little bit. If he can just be a little bit better defensively, you know, they don't work the ball into the wide area to get the cross across goals for Yarmolenko to put it into the back of the net. So it's a sore one for Rangers, but you've got to keep the heads up. And
there's another mistake as Jack Butland's clearance puts the ball straight back into Dynamo Kyiv possession. Rangers have got to learn from these mistakes. There's been a lot to like about a lot of what they've done in this first half, but they can't be coughing up possession quite as readily as they have done. And having conceded, they are in danger of doing so again. It's a 25-yard strike this time, which flashes over the top of Jack Butland's crossbar. But this is a really dangerous phase of the game now, with Dynamo Kyiv having gone in front. Rangers can ill afford to suffer more damage.
Just need the calm heads, a little bit of experience, you know, just get,
isn't it?
Yeah, get possession of that ball again. They just look a little bit ragged at the moment, so they're putting them under pressure, Kyiv, at the moment. But they've just got to kind of, see this out and just get a little bit more possession. This is where you're looking for that little bit more experience, maybe in the middle of the park, just to settle things down, calm it down. But you know, they do not want to lose a second, because they've been so good in this first half.
It's the old adage, the goals change games. I mean, the goals, suddenly Rangers have a panic on. Their strategy is to be open and attack, and then they find space, and you're thinking, when it fell again to Shaparenko, when he hits the strike, oh my God, they could find themselves 2-0 down within a couple of minutes, which would be horrendous. But they managed to regain their composure, get away with it, and they'll have to fight another day, but still 1-0 Kyiv.
Andriy Yarmolenko scored the first goal of the second leg against Partizan, the 3-0 game on the back of the 6-2 win in Lublin in the first leg. And he's got the vital opener in this game. The referee just having a word with Cyril Dessers after a late challenge on Denis Popov, the Dynamo Kyiv central defender. And we're just looking at a rerun of the strike at goal that followed the finish from Yarmolenko. Ironic as well that it was Yilmaz who's been up against Yarmolenko who made the mistake, and of course it was the former West Ham and Dortmund striker who was in at the back post to apply the finishing touch. 1-0 Dynamo Kyiv, 41 minutes played, and Rangers have to avoid any more mistakes between now and half-time. An interception by Yilmaz, and he takes the ball up beyond the halfway line and rolls it in front of Cyril Dessers. Down goes the Rangers striker, just outside the box, left-hand side, stays down as well, holding his ankle as play goes on. And I think Dynamo Kyiv, are they going to knock the ball out of play? Dessers hold back to his feet, maybe not, play goes on. The ball at the feet of Bushchan, the goalkeeper. Wide with Vivcharenko. Well, Rangers have played into the hands of Dynamo Kyiv because they were looking distinctly uncomfortable. And Rangers were sensing a big opportunity. But now a spring in the step of the Ukrainian team. Yarmolenko on the ball.
Yeah, they've had a wobble since the goal. There's no doubt, Rangers, and it's just time to, even if you've not got experience in the team, just get in a shape and say, right, let's get to half-time, just 1-0 down.
Popov in possession for Dynamo Kyiv, crossing halfway. Working the ball forward before it's broken up, and Conor Barron plays a pass to Mohamed Diomande. Forward for Dessers, inside towards Tom Lawrence. The ball gets away from him. Ross McCausland can't get there. And I think Rangers would happily take the half-time whistle anytime you fancy, just to get themselves reorganised for the second half.
Yeah, they look a little bit spooked at the moment over the last 2 or 3 minutes, but Scott Wright's got to do a hell of a lot better there. You know, they've got possession high up the park, and he rolls it. It's an aimless ball into the middle of the park. They lose possession, so you've got to take care of the ball a hell of a lot better, you know, when you're under this little bit of pressure, as they are at the moment. But yeah, Rob, you're right. We've just got to, you know, take your medicine, try and get to half time. Half 9. That's when I'm going home, I think. Get to half time, you know, and because there's a lot to like about this first half performance. You know, just one mistake can cost you at this level, and they have been punished.
Free kick given against Vladislav Kabayev, the left-sided striker. Just looking at a pull on the shirt of Cyril Dessers from Taras Mikavko, the young central defender.
It's clumsy. You know, it's just in the box, but is it enough for a penalty kick? I'd like to dodge it, and he's going to shake his head. I'm not so sure myself.
Even I wouldn't be claiming for that one.
Oh well. 44 minutes just about gone in Lublin. Free kick for Rangers. It's the Dynamo Kyiv fans who are making plenty of noise inside the ground at the moment. They lead by a goal to 0. And Rangers will be deeply disappointed about the scoreline, but plenty of time to respond inside the last minute of the first half. The free kick midway inside the Kyiv half. James Tavernier plays it in beyond the back post. Balogun got his head to it. The follow-up from Dessers. And I think the offside flag had gone up as Bushchan stuck up a couple of gloves to get in the way of that header from Dessers, close in, offside.
Yeah, you can see again, they're vulnerable, but he's just drifted early. Dessers should really be scoring, just knock it down or to a side again.
Dodgy, I was just about to say that, you know, yeah, it is offside, but I still like to see Dessers just bullet that into the back of the net, you know, just for his own confidence as well. But listen, nothing between the teams tonight. Yeah, just and it just shows you just one mistake can cost you. But yeah, Rangers will probably get 1-0 down, but what a football still to be played, and still hope that they can come away tonight without getting defeated.
Yeah, there's still every chance. Yeah. Rangers just have to pick themselves up from the disappointment of conceding at a time when they were looking very strong in the game. We're inside the one and only minute of stoppage time being added at the end of the first half. And if you've just joined us, Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0 in Poland. And an intriguing 45 minutes to follow. James Tavernier on the ball, swings it into the box, and cleared by Popov. And by the time this throw-in is taken, the referee will be looking at his watch. The throw-in for Diomande lofted to the edge of the box, and there goes the Lithuanian referee's whistle for half-time. And it's Andriy Yarmolenko, the 34-year-old Ukrainian international with so much club experience around Europe, who has the only goal of this game, but it came at a time when Rangers were looking strong. They'd clearly done lots of homework on Dynamo Kyiv. They were troubling the side, which put 9 goals past Partizan in the last qualifying round. Wonderful effort from Ross McCausland off his left foot, which rattled back off the frame of the goal. Rangers had worked themselves into a really encouraging possession, but it was a mistake from Reid van Yilmaz, who gave the ball away so cheaply, and within seconds the ball was in the back of the net. It was Vladislav Vanat who fired it across goal, and there was no stopping Yarmolenko at the back post. His tap-in giving us a half-time scoreline in Lublin of Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0.
Rangers in the Champions League qualifiers.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
The dare to dream.
History could be made.
The unstoppable team.
Falkirk achieving invincibility.
The players who are made to wait.
I can't believe she's never won a trophy before.
I know. The moments that seal their fate.
This is a year out.
They are relegated.
The sides who give you every reason
Celtic champions.
to follow every moment across the season.
Rangers win the League Cup. Dundee United are back in the big time.
Scottish football lives here.
So football talking points, plenty of that.
A quick prediction from you. Come on.
Unmissable action.
Shanklin's in, scores!
BBC Radio Scotland.
Yeah, a really good performance from Rangers. I don't think we saw that one coming tonight, but really disappointing in the manner in which they fell behind to Dynamo Kyiv. Ball possession split 50% each. 8 goal attempts for Kyiv, 6 for Rangers, 4 in target, 3 in target for Rangers. Very, very even. 2 corner kicks apiece. Tom English, we talk about managers and they set their side up, they've got a game plan, but when you get that careless bit of play from Yilmaz, there's nothing really you can do about it.
No, well, look, I think it was a good performance, no doubt, from Rangers, absolutely. But there was carelessness in pockets during that game. Tom Lawrence gave it away too often. Yilmaz gave it away a couple of times, and obviously for the goal. There's too much of that. There was a lot of good stuff from Rangers, and as the boys were saying, they have gone on the offensive. Great moment from McCausland. He was unlucky with that tremendous shot. So it's been a good performance from Rangers. But they just cannot fall off it in terms of those concentration levels, because this team is a good team and they make you punish. The one of the positives is that they didn't concede a second. And if you look at the 6-2 against Partizan Belgrade, Kyiv scored after 40 minutes, scored their second after 43 minutes, scored their third after 45 minutes. So Rangers didn't fall further behind. That's a positive. They're still in the game.
Right, just a reminder, a bonus for you tuning in to Sports Sound this evening. We'll bring you live commentary of the men's Olympic 1500 metres final. They're just underway there. 2 Scots competing, Josh Kerr and Neil Gourlay. Kerr, a real gold medal hope. We gave it the build-up beforehand. No love lost between him and the other favourite, Inga Bertsen, in this race. So we'll give you the closing stage. We'll fade this up a bit louder for you with about a minute and a half or so to go, but they are underway there. We've got it on the screen in front of us, and we will bring you live commentary of that. Could be a huge night for Scottish athlete Josh Kerr. It could yet, Derek Ferguson, be a huge night for Rangers. They showed so much promise in that first 45.
A lot to be encouraged with, Kenny. I thought they've been excellent. Dodgy touched on it, referenced it. I think the manager and the staff have done their homework. They've took the game to Kyiv, and they've struggled at times, so they're so unlucky with the McCausland effort. Lawrence, a good effort as well, right at the start of the game. So good tempo, good speed about their play, a lot of aggression. But more importantly, I think they played with a lot of quality tonight. So listen, yeah, it was a mistake. I thought maybe Barron could have got across and maybe helped him out, but it's a learning curve certainly for Barron. Not a criticism of the young man, but I think I think we're right to maybe have a go at Yilmaz. You got to be stronger in a duel, 50-50. You win that, that never happens. But a lot to like about the performance.
What has he got right, Philippe Clement, tonight, Billy, the way he set his side up?
Oh, definitely. Let's not just sit and be solid and try and get through this game because they have technical players, and sit in the edge of our box and try and play for a 0-0. I think the best way is in their face. I said they were fragile, they were vulnerable in defence, and I think he's gone after them, and I think he's saying, look, our best chance of getting a result here is making sure we're attacking. If we attack, we'll get something out of this game that will bring it back to Hampden.
Full second half commentary to come from that game in Poland. Let's now fade this one up. The men's 1500 metres final at the Olympics. Here we go, they're into the final lap.
The final lap of the men's 1500 metres Olympic final.
Ingebrigtsen leads. He's looking over his right shoulder. Where are you, Josh Kerr, he's saying. And I can tell you, the Scottish athlete is coming. Ingebrigtsen looks over his shoulder again with 250 metres to go. Ingebrigtsen leads. Josh Kerr coming up onto his shoulder. Chariot the Kenyan is going backwards. And all of a sudden, it looks like we've potentially got a two-horse race. But Cole Hocker of the USA is getting involved. 120 metres to go in the Olympic final. Ingebrigtsen still has the lead. Josh Kerr comes onto his shoulder. But look at the American. Look at the American. Cole Hocker's going to upset the party. Josh Kerr says, not on my watch, but he's going to be beaten. Neither Jakob Ingebrigtsen or Josh Kerr are the men's 1500 metres Olympic champion, because Cole Hocker from the USA has smashed the Olympic record, 3:27.65. The look of disappointment on Jakob Ingebrigtsen's face says it all. Josh Kerr smiles, goes straight over to say well done. Wow. The title goes to America, not Norway, not Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The biggest race of his life. Cole Hocker, the 23-year-old, confirmed in an Olympic record with the gold medal. Wow, he goes on his lap of honour. A photo finish is needed for the silver and the bronze medals here in this 1500 metre final. Josh Kerr is looking up at the screen. He's had a little wince on his face. Has he got a medal? What colour is the medal? Jakob Ingebrigtsen not paying too much attention at the moment, the disappointment on his face. Josh Kerr gets the silver medal. 3:27.79 in a national record. Yardner Goose of the USA.
Do you know what? I have to paint the picture here, because all the guys in that closing stage, Derek was out of his seat, Robin, Billy and Tom, head in their hands there. My goodness, that was dramatic. But he thoroughly deserved his win. He was blocked off in the final bend. He came with his run, dodge. That was great drama, wasn't it? You like that?
Sport's crazy. Oh. Seriously, I mean, we're looking at the big two, and you can see the little American coming through there, and he's blocked off, and then he's got to regather, and you know what it's like when you get hit and you're wobbling. You can't get a momentum going after it, and suddenly he comes and does the two of them. And I mean, that is bravery at the highest quality, and he deserves his gold.
Major shock.
Yeah,
it's a huge shock. I mean, people were talking about Chariot, people were talking about Nagusa. If it wasn't going to be Ingebrigtsen or Kerr, Hocker wasn't one of the ones, although he ran well in the semi-final. But nobody was talking about him. But he's come up on the inside. He's let the big two kind of do each other.
Yes,
they were obsessed with each other. They were in their own battle. They were looking over. You could see Ingebrigtsen was looking constantly. Where's Kerr? Where's Kerr? And Hocker's done both of them. Amazing.
That was his problem. He kept looking for Kerr. Instead of concentrating in your own race. But I thought Kerr had it.
Right, but
what
just
a run
the
that
final
for
stage there, Derek. We
the
thought
inside,
he had it here.
Hawker coming up. These guys with ponytails are sensational, aren't they?
They're still trying to
Do you know what I love about it?
You could have one.
He's just sprinted 1,500 metres. I need one. And he keeps running. He keps running about and celebrating. You need a lie down, wouldn't you, after that? But,
I think Derek's athletics analysis is better than his football, don't you?
It wouldn't be hard.
It's absolutely, Ingebrigtsen fourth. All of the preamble to this, all the words, all of the videos on TV, all the coverage. Ingebrigtsen fourth, Kerr second, Hocker wins the race.
Do you know what I liked about Kerr there, Tom?
Most dramatic.
I know there's all this trash talking's too much, but there's a lot of chat before this tonight. But I thought Josh Kerr showed a real touch of class. He went up to the winner there, congratulated him, high-fived the guy who was in a photo finish for the silver medal, and he's now going round just I'm sure sharing the moment with some of his fans there.
I tell you what, Kenny, I think he was relieved to get silver.
It was tight, wasn't it?
Because he could have lost that as well.
Yeah. He's happier than Ingebrigtsen, but he also blanked him once he had given the whole high five to.
See, you're like me. You're looking for these things.
Always hold a grudge.
But he knows he's gave his best, Kerr. You know that, so that's why he's went up, because he's gave it his best shot. Wasn't quite just good enough, but that was a terrific race.
Brilliant race, right? And also a brilliant first half. Derek out there in Poland, and a lot for Philippe Clement to be positive about. I mean, right now, Would you take the 1-0, or you think we can get more out of this game, Rangers?
I think the manager's got to instill into the players that they can still come away with a good result. And what I mean by a good result is don't get beat. You know, I said that before the game. I would have took that, but I'm so encouraged by the performance. It just shows you, you know, yeah, we've spoke about it, they've done their homework, but the players have then got to implement that, and they've done it ever so well. They've showed real quality in their play. I just think some of their 1 and 2 touch and give and goes in and around the box have been excellent. They've defended for most part really well, certainly Tavernier, which has been a big criticism. I thought he's defended well at the back post. The two sitting boys, Diamondi and Barron, you know, they're terrific on the ball. Just at times, you know, they've just got to brush up defensively, but that'll certainly come with more games. Yilmaz, I'll be honest, Kenny, I'm not the biggest fan of Yilmaz, because I think sometimes physically, you know, I think teams would play on him, but that kind of little jewel that he lost out in, you've got to be more aggressive, you know, and normally you get that with the kind of smaller players. When you get into those little 50-50s, you know, you've got to go in wholehearted, and it kind of was half-hearted. You can't do that at this level, because against teams like that you'll get punished. But they've got their tactics spot on, they've had a good level of play, so they've got to be looking forward to the second 45 minutes and believe that you can take something out of the game.
I think their propensity to give the ball away and allowing Kyiv to counter on them is a bit troubling, because they are giving it. This is a good Rangers performance, but they are giving the ball away too much. And if it goes to 2, then
you think so, Tom?
Oh, I do,
really?
yeah. I do, yeah. I think Lawrence
when they're
is giving
trying
the ball
to play
away
with that speed of play, with that 1 and 2 touch, there is going to be occasions you will give the ball away. Kyiv have done it numerous times as well, so you've got to look at both sides. So I've just been really encouraged by what I've witnessed tonight with Rangers. So they've got it in their locker, so take that little bit of confidence into the second half and see if you can come away with a good result.
There's once or twice that I've given it away cheaply. I've talked about Scott Wright in the midfield.
The one in the middle,
because it wasn't as if there was a man on him or tussling with him. He had sole possession, and he just swept away as if we'll defend now. Have to be better than that. You talked about the bravery Fergie to start the game. That was one of the occasions. Lawrence, just in an attacking way, has given it away a couple of times, but it's because he's trying to build things. I don't think that's too much a negative.
Lawrence has been. I'm not picking on Lawrence. Sounds like I am.
He's done pretty well in the game, but he's given away possession. I agree, Tom. They just need to make sure this stays 1-0 or get an equaliser, and I think it'll be a good job done, because they're there to be got at. I knew they were vulnerable. I knew what they were like at the back. They're great going forward. You can see they would scare the living daylights out you, especially if you allow them easy possession. But Philip Clement, he's not allowed that. He's done his homework, as Rob said. He's looked at it and we thought, no, we're going toe to toe with you, because our best chance of getting a result is attack you.
They have created They've created more chances, the Rangers, and had more good moments than I thought they would have. And McCausland was obviously brilliant. You've got out a chance. That's just a brilliant piece of play from him. So they've had their moments, and you're right. There is a frailty at the back from Kyiv here. Yep, how do you get the balance between going for an equaliser and leaving yourself vulnerable?
That's the problem. If you're 1-0, if you lose a goal, you're 1-0 down, and that was your game plan to start with, as you're going to have a go. They had that wobble for 5 minutes, didn't they? You think, if you could go 2 or 3 here,
they did well
if you
to
don't get it sorted,
they
but
did well to get back in at 1-0.
I think Derek will be happy. I see there's been a substitution out there. He was calling for him before the game. Let's get back to our commentary team of Billy Dodds, Derek Ferguson and Rob McLean.
Yeah, on for his Rangers debut comes the Brazilian Jefte, and off has gone. I'm not sure who has gone off. Is it
Yilmaz?
Is it Yilmaz, or is he still on the pitch? We're just having a look, doing a count around the players.
I think Yilmaz
he's still there. He's still there.
Scott Wright probably.
Yeah. So he's playing Jefte further forward down the left side by the looks of it, because the immediate thought was that it was going to be a straight swap at left back with Yilmaz. He was guilty, of course, at the goal, but he is still on the pitch, and the 20-year-old Brazilian is going to be utilised a little bit further forward. That's an interesting half-time change. Back underway. It's a massive second half this for Rangers, looking to stay in touch, keep the tie alive for Hampden on Tuesday, and that could mean getting a goal or not conceding any more. Yarmolenko touches the ball back. Pikolyanok with the cross towards the back post and comes off the head of Shaparenko in the end, and behind for a goal kick, looking to threaten immediately after the restart. Dynamo Kyiv, who lead in Poland by 1-0.
Yeah, getting back to what you were saying, Rob, about Yefty, coming on in the second half. Actually, there was a lot of talk about him starting the game, maybe instead of Scott Wright just playing further forward in front of Yilmaz. He's excellent, in terms of his ability to get forward. He's got pace, he's got strength, and I thought that might have been a good partnership, because defensively he will be switched on. But looking at Kyiv in the second half, they've started brightly. So Rangers just got to get back to that aggressive play that they had in that first period, and that pace that they played with, and see if they can, get themselves back into this game.
A mistake already in the second half made by Ridvan Yilmaz. Jefty played the ball back to him and it just bounced off him and out for a throw. And you do wonder whether that Dynamo Kyiv goal is still in his head from the first half. His mistake setting up Kyiv to score through Yarmolenko. Down the right side goes Pikolyanok. And now the goal scorer, Andriy Yarmolenko. Little triangle of passes down the right-hand side. The former West Ham man cuts in again, chips one into the middle. It's good defending against Kabayev coming in off the left side. Decent challenge, little nudge, and the ball bounces through Jack Butland.
Yeah, and it looked just a little bit laboured at the moment. The way they've come out the second half, the way they started the first period, they were at it right away, that aggression. They're just sitting off a little bit, which is surprising to me because, the way they went about their business in that first period, they've got to keep that up. Listen, it takes a hell of a lot of fitness, to find that intensity in your game, but they've got to keep going if they're going to get anything out of this game.
Jefty looks full of confidence, keen to get involved, and he's had a few touches already. The ball inside to Conor Barron, slotting back in between the two centre-backs as Rangers work it out wide right for James Tavernier. Back with Suter, all the way back to Jack Butland. Rangers looking to recapture some of the form they showed first half. There was a long spell in the game where they looked the better team, but they need to cut out the mistakes, that's for sure. Header away from Balogun, dropping between Barron and Diamonde. Dynamo Kyiv in possession. You're with BBC Radio Scotland. 1-0 they lead in Poland, in Lublin. And they've kind of picked up where they left off at the end of the first half. Dynamo Kyiv, much more of a spring in their step than was the case for much of that first half, where they looked at times distinctly uncomfortable.
You maybe think that maybe Rangers have had a word and say, be more careful out of possession, we're playing wide open. If we lose in our goal, it'll be tough taking them back to Hampden and turning over a 2-goal deficit, and they're playing a little bit more conservative now, Rangers.
Yeah, it has been a pretty open game. Shaparenko had it and lost it, the ball pinging around. Both teams have been guilty of giving the ball away in the game. There have been plenty of mistakes, and I guess the difference so far is that Dynamo Kyiv have cashed in on that big mistake late first half when Yilmaz coughed up possession, and suddenly the Ukrainian team hit the front. 1-0 they lead.
And it looks as if, I don't think Rangers can allow themselves to be a little bit too conservative. I think they've got to, keep the foot down, go full out, because again it'll come down to fitness levels. I know that, but yeah, you've got, still got 4 changes to make. They've got to keep at it, keep that speed in their game, the pace, in terms of how quickly they move the ball. But they just seem a little bit off it at the moment, which is a slight worry.
The ball cleared by Bushchan, little nudge by Yarmolenko on Balogun as the two challenge for the ball on the halfway line. Leon Balogun has stayed down, feeling his right ankle. Play goes on though. and Yilmaz gets the pass all wrong. It was intended for Tom Lawrence, but far too much on it, and the Welshman gave that up early on, and Yilmaz with his head in his hands, not for the first time in the game.
That was a telling factor, because you can see the spaces there in between the two centre halves of Kyiv, and Lawrence made a great run, and it's actually a simple pass, just a 10-15 yard pass, knock it through the gap, and he overhits it, Yilmaz. That's why the head went in the hands.
On the drive down the left hand side, Jefte spinning back inside, Diomande in support, worked on to Yilmaz right on the touchline. He rolls it to the byline. Again, it's an overhit pass, and again his eyes looking heavenwards, and Diomande with a wry smile on his face, because he'd got himself into a really dangerous position heading for the byline, and the pass was overhit agonisingly.
Yeah, he looks to have lost his head a little bit at the moment. You know, sometimes when you've gave a couple of balls away like that, just play a simple pass, just come back out it, play that wee 10-15 yard safe pass, just to get your confidence up a little bit. It just looks, you know, as if he's, Rob, you referenced it there, it looks as if he's still thinking about losing that duel in the first period, which cost Rangers. So listen, that's good players just get that out of their head right away, so he's got to get back to basics.
That's well won, the combination of Jefte and Diomande, and it is the Brazilian Jefte in possession again. These look promising moments. Jefte's cross ball! Cyril Desser's header, what remarkable save by Yuri Bushchan, the Ukrainian international goalkeeper. It looked as if it was heading for the back of the net. Down he went to his left-hand side to claw that away. What a save. That's an incredible save, Rob. I mean, as soon as it leaves Deser's head, he just gets a little glancing header away to that far left-hand corner, and I tell you what, it bounces just in front of the keeper, and how, I tell you what, that's a magnificent save.
I mean, even when the time that Dessers gets everything right, I mean, what a good header it is, down to the bottom corner. The goalkeeper stops him from getting his goals. A brilliant save.
Corner kick right hand side for Rangers, taken short between Yilmaz and Tavernier. Tavernier swings it to Lawrence, 25 yards out, takes a heavy touch, heading for the byline, tries to keep it alive. Not sure if that's gone behind the goal or if that's gone out for a throw-in on the other side, but it doesn't come off. But, well, the phrase world-class save is sometimes overused, but I think it's applicable for this one from Bushchan. Not only was it down and away from the goalkeeper, it took a bounce just short of him. It was a remarkable save. I was about to say 1-1.
Yeah. Well, if you're saying that, it was definitely going in then. But it was, we're thinking, oh, they've equalised. I mean, you can't do anything more with the header. It's a hard chance. He's got the perfect flick on it. It's down into the bottom corner. It's bouncing, as you say, Rob, and somehow Bushchan has got it round the post at the last second.
And it was a lovely cross, the weight on it, curling away, and it just gets the connection. Dessers, the connection in the ball, spot on, and you're thinking, he must be turning away, think I've scored.
In from Pikolniuk to the back post, and sliding in was Kabayev, having come in off the left side. Vanat had a go at it as well in the box, trying to get on the end of a really tempting ball in. It's gone all the way out for a throw-in on the other side. 54 minutes played. Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0 in Lublin.
Tavernier helped it on its way there at the last minute. I'm thinking, hurry up, because the guy's in behind you. I don't think he saw him, and he took his time, but eventually got it away for the throw-in. Tavernier, really good play from Kyiv, down the right, good ball in. Tavernier had to deal with it.
What's really encouraging for Rangers, I think, is the contribution that Jefte has made in the game already. There's real quality about him and confidence as well. He seems to know exactly what he's doing. That was his cross ball for the Dessers header, and Cyril Dessers is so often criticised for not taking chances. I don't think we can have a go at him for that one. He did everything right, and it was an absolutely top drawer save from Yuri Bushchan to stop Rangers levelling this up.
Maybe that's going to be Jefte's position, a little bit further forward. He struggled a little bit against Man United at Murrayfield defensively, but certainly in the evidence of what we watched the first 10 minutes this second half, you know, going further forward in his deliveries, he's been excellent. So you know, sometimes, you know, you look at Scott Wright, who's struggled a little bit tonight. Maybe Jefte, this is the answer we need at the moment. But that was Dessers, he must be scratching his head. That's been two massive moments. McCausland, hitting the right hand post, and then that is you're right, Rob, that is a world-class save. Unbelievable.
Looking pretty relieved on the touchline, Alexander Skovkovsky. He's a former goalkeeper, so he knows what a top save is. Former Dynamo Kyiv and Ukraine goalkeeper. He's the head coach since last November, and he will have appreciated that big time in all sorts of ways from Bushchan. What a save. But Rangers have to take encouragement from the way they created the chance as the whistle goes for a foul on Diamonde in the centre circle. Shaparenko protesting, and it stays at 1-0.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that, Rangers, because for me, Rob's Diamonde, but I think the referee's given the free kick because he let play go on, because Barron was wiped out just before it, so he was always giving Rangers a free kick.
The ball worked along the back line and in there as well as Connor Barron. His passes intercepted, helped on to Yarmolenko, right hand side, looking to create again over the outside of the left boot. It was arrowing in at the near post, and it's terrific defending from Leon Balogun, sensing the danger, sliding in, timing it perfectly and sending the ball behind.
And they're forcing Rangers into mistakes. You can see the intensity in their game, in Kyiv's game. It's went up a notch or two. As soon as that ball's played into the middle of the park, the trigger is on, the press is on, and they get after Rangers and then break on them. So putting Rangers under a lot of pressure at the moment with corner kick.
This corner is on the right hand side, and it will be the left foot of Pekalyanok to play it in. It's vital that Rangers keep switched on here. In it comes from Pekalyanok to the back post. It's a Rangers head. I think it's John Suter who was jumping for it. It's gone behind. It's going to be same again, I think.
Looks like it. I mean, going back to it, Derek, you're right with Barron. He's got to be better defensively. I saw him a lot at Aberdeen. I thought, got to be better if you're going to be a sitting midfielder. Talk about it in a minute after this corner.
Yeah, they took the corner short. Rangers almost caught out for a moment. Diamonde's header away, and the ball is going to go out for a throw-in on the far side. Jefte was over there.
Just going back to Barron, what he does is off the ball. I mean, we all know how he can keep the ball, but when he lost it there, he just chased it. No thought process that'll deepen where the danger is, and he was lucky. Balogun tailed it 25 yards and blocked it at the front post, because for me, after he made the mistake, he should have just sat, but he chased the ball, and he's got a habit of it off the ball. Connor Barron has to brighten up a wee bit defensively.
Well, Jefte's made a difference, and shortly Philippe Clement is going to call on Václav Černý, the Czech Republic international, to make his Rangers debut here. He is standing by on the touchline, and the next time the ball's out of play, he'll be on. But on the attack goes Kabayev for Dynamo Kyiv. His cutback is cut out. Had it been a better ball, Mikavko would surely have got a shot away. The central defender was joining the attack, but play does stop on the halfway line, and that will surely give Rangers the chance to make this change.
I think it's brilliant play from Diamonde in terms of getting himself back in there. He had a lot of yards to make up, and he certainly did that. I tell you what, McCausland just went off. He can hold his head high. He's been excellent tonight.
On comes Václav Černý, wearing number 18 for Rangers. Can he make a contribution here as Rangers look for the result tonight, which keeps them well in with a chance at Hampden next Tuesday? 1-0 Dynamo Kyiv, and we're almost at the hour mark. Rangers have a throw-in left-hand side, 10 yards from the corner flag. Back to Yilmaz it goes. Jefte fires it into the middle. Good feet from the captain, James Tavernier. He angles it back out wide. Jefte's cross ball, dangerous. Collected by Lawrence with his back to goal. On the turn, Diamonde couldn't get the shot away. Good pressure from Rangers. Plenty of bodies in the box as well.
The threat's still there, isn't it? If you can just get a bit of the ball again, get in the box. Even in the first half, I thought I'd be asking the question every time. Just whip it in there. They've done so with Jefty coming on this left-hand side. But any time they put a cross in, Rangers, they looked 6th and 7th, Kyiv.
Yeah, they look a little bit panicky at times, as if they don't know how to deal with it. And just what you say there, Dodgy, if you can work the ball into that, into wide areas, certainly do that. Ask the question, put it in there, because they're not dealing with it. They look pretty nervous at the moment. So you can see how Rangers can get themselves back into this game.
Trying to win the ball on the halfway line is James Tavernier. Decent challenge, but Dynamo Kyiv have possession. Rangers working hard at pressurising their opponents. And came the challenge of Diamonde, which is penalised. 61 minutes played in Lublin. Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0. BBC Radio Scotland. And the second leg of this tie. And Rangers certainly hoping it's going to be very much alive for them. At Hampden, will be live on BBC Radio and television next week. But how is this game going to go from here? Rangers with so much that was positive about the first half, then the mistake punished. Dynamo Kyiv in front. Not a whole lot to choose between these two teams on the evidence so far. Down the left side goes Kabayev, support from Vivcharenko.
Dessers has got to do better there. He's got to show his feet. The clearance is under pressure.
Shaparenko finding a hole in behind the Rangers defence. Right-hand side, he's inside the box, twisting one way, then the other, goes to the byline, pulls it back, and somehow the ball spins into the gloves of Jack Butland.
Get back to it, Dodges. The guys in the middle of the park, they're working their socks off, they're making the tackles. And Dessers, he's sleeping basically, then the break on them, down this left-hand side, and it's a lovely little bit of skill, but in the end, is it Balogun? Is it Suter there that just gets his, makes it awkward enough for him, so that he doesn't get a free hit at goal. But yeah, certainly Dessers, he's got to acknowledge, how hard the players are working behind him, and he's got to be really switched on. When that ball comes forward, he's got to be ready to accept it and hold it in.
It's no coaching point there. When you're under pressure, the midfielder, you can't go in behind. You've got to make a wall pass for him or show your feet. When he can get his head up, then you can make the runs behind, because he's got time to see the pass.
Balogun plays a pass out left side for Yilmaz. Jefty makes himself available, the Brazilian substitute, the 20-year-old, back again with Balogun. And Conor Barron linking it together between the two centre-backs. John Suter plays it wide for Czerny. Tavernier up ahead of him, back with Václav Czerny, and now Diamonde. Rangers using the full width. Yilmaz wide for Jefty, feinting inside, then going out, looking to deliver. A nice floated cross ball, back post. The downward header is scrambled away in the 6-yard box, and yet again the young Brazilian Jefty creating problems for the Dynamo Kyiv defence.
He does it ever so well. Yilmaz just feeds him it left-hand side. He goes past one player and a second. It's all about delivery, puts it into that back post area, and I think it's headed down to Lawrence, and I think it's Dessers clatters into a couple of the defenders.
There's Tavernier with that downward header at the back post.
Tavernier knocked it down. Dessers just lent in his man as he was trying to make space to get an overhead kick to score, and they end up kicking the man behind him. But all comes from Jefty. They don't like doing the defensive shift. Kyiv, they're just letting runners go at times, and then no fancying the one-on-one duels. Just hopefully they won't score at the end of it. That's their philosophy.
And he doesn't feel as if he needs to beat half a dozen players before sending the cross in. Sometimes it's the early ball that can cause problems before the defence gets itself organised. And how many deliveries already in his short time on the pitch as Jefty played in. The key one, of course, being for Dessers earlier, which was the header kept out by that stunning save from Puszchan, and it stays Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0 in the Polish city of Lublin, around about 100 kilometres from the Ukrainian border. On track at the moment to win, but there's a lot of football to be played, and this game has got unpredictable written all over it, because there have been plenty mistakes made in the first 65 minutes. Late challenge on Mikavko from Dessers as the central defender cleared it on the left-hand side, and the Lithuanian ref having a word in the ear of Rangers number 9.
He's certainly putting himself about. Dessers, the referee, spoke to him once or twice already, but I like to see that, you know, from a centre forward. You know,
like,
just
like to do it.
Yeah, I know, but it just makes them uncomfortable. You know, as soon as they're taking a touch, they're thinking, when is this stud coming? So sometimes, you know, players, defenders, anybody, they might just panic a little bit, you know, and their pass goes astray. But, you know, they started pretty slow into the second half, but they're finding their feet now, Rangers, and every opportunity getting themselves forward.
Lovely 1-2 between Diomande and Czerny, and in the end, a foul on the Ivory Coast international midfielder on the touchline. But that's promising, isn't it, when Czerny is just in the door, and there looks to be an understanding already between himself and Diomande. They linked really well getting down the right side as Dynamo Kyiv prepare to make a couple of changes. Bujalski going to be coming on, one of the subs. Free kick, Rangers on the right hand side. Tavernier to play it in, lots of height on it, too much height on it. Bushchan should have been catching it, nobody near him of a Rangers persuasion, but he chose to punch it. Back in it comes from Yilmaz. Stooping for the header was Tom Lawrence. He got a nice looping effort on that. It was dipping under the crossbar, and it needed touched over the top by Bushchan.
Yeah, and it's causing them problems anytime the ball goes into the box from a wide area. You know, Rangers are winning headers, you know, they look a little bit panicky. That one, Lawrence just gets his head on it, so it's looping away to that back post. Is it going to nestle into the back of the net where the keeper ain't taking any chances, just puts it over? But again, Rangers able to keep the pressure on.
In comes the Yilmaz corner kick, left foot in swinger. Struggling to get a hand on it was Bushchan, but he got plenty distance. Jefti swings it back in. Good defensive header away. Rangers have it again with Yilmaz out on the right hand side. Clip down the middle, and it was a defensive header back to his goalkeeper Bushchan from Mikavko. It looked for a moment as if it might be heading in, but he knew what he was doing. He cushioned the header back to his goalkeeper. That shows a bit of confidence.
Every opportunity, we said it 10 minutes ago, Derek, myself, every chance you get, just put it in. And I'm telling you, Diomande thinks he's scoring because he thinks he's beyond him. He'll say he meant to knock it back, the big defender, but he certainly didn't, and they got lucky.
So Bujalski, one of the players coming on, and Lonvik as well, Justin Lonvik, who's a Suriname international, Dutch born. Off is coming Pikaljanok, and it's Vitaly Bujalski, who is the club captain, who is coming on as well. So off goes Pikaljanok, on comes Bujalski. And it's Shaparenko is the other player who's gone off, and well, Rangers won't be distraught about that because he has looked a bit special at times. Dynamo Kyiv's number 10.
I think they've got them to a stage in the game where they're thinking we'll maybe take a 1-0 if we can nick in a goal, albeit, but we'll do it for a more solid shape, really, and that's why they've made those changes, because Shaparenko certainly got some technical ability, looked dangerous at times, but faded out the game in this second half. Didn't do much defensively.
You would say at the moment every chance that this game is going to be in the balance going to Hampden next Tuesday night. We weren't sure about how this would go in the first leg, and Dujon Sterling is standing by on the touchline for Rangers. He will be the next change.
Well, pretty much everybody, Rob, was maybe dreading this game.
Yeah.
You know, going by what happened in the last round. So
I think you were dreading it, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm just being honest. Yeah, so I'm being pleasantly surprised tonight with the aggression, the quality, the level of fitness as well. You know, because that is hard work out there at the moment. You know, they're sprinting, you know, after balls are closing down, but then when they're on the ball, they're making options for the player on the ball, so and they're getting balls in the box. They're causing Kiev lots of problems. So, and I'm not surprised Barnes coming off. He's worked his socks off. Yeah, he can brush up a little bit defensively. That'll come, no problem at all. But the wee fella's done ever so well again tonight.
Off goes Conor Barron, on comes Dujon Sterling. And we are inside the final 20 minutes in Lublin. Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0. Yarmolenko's goal. And it will hurt big time if that is the goal which decides this in the final analysis. But in saying that, where Rangers offered a 1-0 defeat in advance of this, I think they might just have snapped your hand off for that mistake by Dynamo Kyiv. It might get better for Rangers. Zhevti on the attack, and his shot from just outside the box is charged down with a late sliding lunge from Popov.
It's desperate. It's such a bad free kick. There's another cross rob, but such a bad free kick from Kyiv, and straight to Zhevti. Just runs, hits a shot, and Popov puts in a great block because it was travelling.
He does keep it pretty simple, the Brazilian. He swings in crosses without waiting for anything else to happen, and he took that shot on pretty quickly as well, and he looks as if he could make a difference.
You can't beat it as a striker, just that. Derek said it, that shift deliver. Then you get your runs timed as well, so no turning back and twists and turns as some wingers do at times.
We haven't seen too much so far of Czerny. We've seen him getting involved physically once or twice, but we haven't seen him creatively so far down the right-hand side. As the ball goes out on the left from Balogun, a throw-in for Dynamo Kyiv, who lead here by a 1-0.
Yeah, but this is exactly what he needs, Rob. He needs minutes, you know, he needs game time. He needs to create a relationship with the players on the park, get that understanding. So, you know, I was kind of edging towards, I would rather start him, you know, and when he starts to tire, then you can take him off. But no, he's going to play his part certainly tonight.
Bujalski's pass, and that's really good defending from John Suter, because Vladislav Vanat was trying to get on the end of it and get a shot away from close in, and Suter just put his body in the way and ushered the ball through to Jack Butland.
He's a real asset, Suter, if he can stay fit. I think the more games he gets, the stronger he gets, less likely to get injured, and he can play as well, you forget, and he's got a bit of pace, so as long as you keep him fit, he'll be a big asset.
Here's Czerny, maybe a chance here to show what he can do, but he does, as Derek say, he just needs minutes. He needs to get that sharpness, and this will certainly help. He's right in the middle of the pitch at the moment. He wants to get involved, receiving the ball with his back to goal, and he works it out wide towards James Tavernier. Overlapping Tavernier was Dujon Sterling, lost it, won it back, clips the ball in, headed away by Mikavko at the near post. Diomande on the follow-up with a shot that's blocked, and the ball spins out left side to Reid van Yilmaz. Turned out of play by Yarmolenko. Good little spell this for Rangers.
Yeah, it's good pressure, isn't it? And touching on the Czerny thing, even as a midfielder, you get to understand and know when and where the player wants to receive the ball, how he wants to receive it. Does he want it earlier? Is he going to? So it's all those little things that you need, you know, to get that understanding.
The ball booted away defensively by Dynamo Kyiv with a fair bit of relief, because they're coming under serious pressure at the moment, as Rangers hope they can level up this first leg. Could have done so earlier on in the half with Cyril Desser's header, which produced that remarkable save. Could have been ahead in the game before Kyiv scored with that left footer from McCausland, which bounced back off the post. But they are still believing that they can get something out of this game, with the second leg to follow at Hampden next Tuesday night. A game you can watch and listen to live on the BBC. In possession is Yarmolenko, who has the only goal so far. A little spin on the ball from Bujalski. And they do have a look of a team at times who just want to keep what they have. The ball is flicked inside. Bujalski stopped by Diomande. Really good challenge. And he was caught late, Rangers number 10. He's down on the deck, and it is a pretty clear free kick given against the Lundvik challenge.
He had to hit the pass, Diamandi. I think he's been excellent tonight, but he identified the danger, nicked in, got the ball, under hit the pass, and it's him that put his knee. I think he's got a sore one right enough, but it's him that put his knee into the other midfielder. I think he bought the free kick as well, but he's caught a sore one. I think Kyiv were a little bit unlucky there.
Couple of changes, another couple of changes coming for Dynamo Kyiv with Nazar Voloshin, the Ukrainian under-23 international, wearing number 9. He comes on, and also coming on is Maxim Braharu, 22-year-old winger, and he's just come back from the Olympics, played for Ukraine in Paris, and he's not long back, starting on the bench tonight, but he's going to be utilised for the last 15-20 minutes. Yarmolenko is one of the players going off as the TV director gives us another view of the only goal of the game so far. Vanna flashed the ball across goal. Yarmolenko was not going to miss, and that all followed that blatant mistake, punished from Ridvan Yilmaz. And is that going to be the moment that decides tonight's result? It is the difference at the moment in terms of scoreline. We're at 77 minutes in Poland.
Hello.
And you're with BBC Radio Scotland.
I will say when you can, okay?
Certainly, you look at Tavernier tonight, his performance, he looks like his old self. You know, he looked a little bit out of sorts on Saturday against Hearts, but you know, sometimes there's other things going on. You know, there was a lot of speculation about him leaving the club. Maybe that ain't going to happen now. Maybe things have settled down a little bit. The concentration's certainly better tonight because he's defended pretty well.
That was a lapse in concentration from Mohamed Diomande.
They've set him up nicely there, fairly.
Yeah, he was. He just showed too much of the ball to Lundvik and then tripped him as he tried to atone for his error.
It's poor from Diamandi. I've just been saying that. I set him up nicely where he's been excellent, but he's robbed a little bit like the goal with Yilmaz, and they're on the break, and you can't blame Tavernier for taking out the Kiev player.
Yeah, it was Tavernier who tripped him and gets yellow carded for that.
I think that's what I was kind of touching on in the first half, Dodgy. You've got to be a little bit more cute and clever at times, and those little nudges, bumps and wee little fouls just breaks up play, and I think that's what I'm talking about, likes of Diamandi, likes of Barron. You just need to kind of get that into their game.
Rangers are going to need to be careful in these closing moments. A couple of passes of danger written all over them in the last few minutes, and there was a great cutout from James Tavernier just a couple of moments ago, and the ball was launched over the top of him towards Braharu, the substitute winger, and he just reached out a right boot and killed it and cleared it, and it did have the look of a ball that was disappearing beyond him at the time.
Yeah, there was a runner behind him and he had to get it right, and the ball travelled 60 yards into the box, and what a touch he took. He just killed it instantly from over his head and came away and just made a pass. Really good from Tavernier.
The ball is with John Suter, 79 minutes on the clock. Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 0, first leg, third qualifying round. The road to the Champions League. Rangers hope. Foul on Dujon Sterling. Doing good work for Rangers. And this is a chance to get the ball into the box, as Kieran Dowell now stands by to replace Mohamed Diomande. Maybe that last little lapse in concentration when he gave the ball away and when Tavernier was booked, maybe that just displayed a tiredness about him, and the fresh legs of Dowell are introduced at this stage.
Maybe that little knock, I think it was a little dead leg he might have got as well, when he just hung his leg out a little bit, so I think it was a little dead leg. So, but he's went through a power of work tonight. Barron, Diamandi have been excellent, as we expected, so you know, maybe fresh legs needed as we get into the last bit of the game.
James Tavernier's free kick floated into the box beyond everyone, and it's going to go out for a throw-in close to the corner flag. Disappointing that Rangers couldn't make more of that set play. It was Jefte who was trying to get his head to it, He's here, there and everywhere, the young Brazilian, and he was trying to get his head on that free kick from Tavernier, just a little bit too much on it. Now Dynamo Kyiv trying to play their way out of the corner. A high boot from Dowell hands them a free kick, and we're inside the last 10 minutes.
It'll be interesting, Rob, to see how both teams handle the 10 minutes, Derek, in terms of the Kyiv really go for it, try and get that second goal. I think they'll have to, because I think Rangers will create chances against them, or the Rangers try and get equaliser, or just sit and make sure they don't lose another one and take that 1-0 back to Hampden.
I was going to say it's clear to see, but I think for both sides, I think they're better to get on the front foot.
Oh, they are.
Good run by Vivcharenko, flashing it across goal, and diving across to claw it away was Jack Butland. This game is far from finished.
I'm just talking about the time in the game, Derek. What do you do? Like 9 minutes to really open up, and if you lost a second one, you'd be sick, because the performance has been really good.
Yeah.
Back it goes from the throw-in from Ridvan Yilmaz to Jefte. Plays it back to Jack Butland. Not much more than 8 minutes of the 90 remaining. A long ball played up. It was a good long ball as well, because it had Dynamo Kyiv stretching defensively, and all Mikavko could do was head the ball behind. So Rangers are going to have a corner kick, and that's certainly where they want to be playing the game at this stage, up at that end. And there are a lot of tired-looking players on the pitch at the moment, and there have certainly been plenty of mistakes in the game, and you just wonder whether it's going to be another error which will produce another goal. It's 1-0 Dynamo Kyiv, corner kick right-hand side for Rangers. Yilmaz swings it in, out comes Bushchan, no great challenge on the goalkeeper, and he makes a really comfortable catch, and then quickly unloads it downfield. Good header won defensively by Balogun. Jefte to Dowell, and now Sterling back to John Sutter on the halfway line, out wide for Václav Černý. Rangers keeping comfortable possession of the ball at the moment as the clock ticks down. 83 minutes. Yilmaz receives it with his back to goal, gets turned, swings the ball into the area. Mikavko's header away. It will be collected by Černý, the Rangers substitute. Just showed too much of it to the substitute. Braharu intercepting for Dynamo Kyiv. Charging forward there was Leon Balogun, way out of his comfort zone. Rangers don't want to be caught thin at the back. Forward goes Volchan, swung into the middle. Braharu took a bad touch. Otherwise, the winger was getting his shot away, and it was a decent opportunity for Dynamo Kyiv as well.
He's just looking a little bit ragged at the moment. A little bit panicky at times, you know. I think John Suter is trying to make a tackle, what we can see in the middle of the park, you know, just sit off a little bit, keep the defender facing towards his own goal, but a little bit rash, and they end up breaking down the right-hand side, and it's a good ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That
just get a bit
play
rash
in your zone, get a nice shape, nothing rash, or suddenly you get caught and you're 2-0 down.
A little bit more discipline, yeah, but again, at times you know yourself, Dodgy, like tired mind, you know. That sometimes comes into it, you know. Your concentration levels have been, well, for Rangers have been so good for so long tonight, so they just don't want to falter at the last moment. Yeah, 1-0.
I'm with you though. I'm with you. These two teams are better going at each other, slugging, but sometimes in the game you've got to, as experienced players, just say, look, it's time to just take the 1-0.
Yep.
If we nick one, great, but if we don't, we'll not lose another one, and it's game on.
John Suter was yellow carded for that foul on the halfway line. Currently a throw-in for Dynamo Kyiv down the left-hand side. Vivcharenko with it. Rangers get it away. And if it stays scrappy and disjointed between now and the final whistle. I don't think Rangers will complain too much about it. This will not be a disappointing outcome for Philippe Clement. As we just look at a close-up of him on the touchline, he will be pretty content. He might reckon Rangers deserve more if this is going to be the final scoreline. But it's far from finished if this goes into the second leg with Dynamo Kyiv only a goal ahead, Derek.
Yeah, over the piece, I don't think Rangers deserve to be on the losing side. I think a draw would be a fair result. But at the moment, Dodsy's saying, you know, just for me as well, when it gets later on into the games, sometimes it's not the physicality or the fitness, it's you know, you get tired mentally, you just switch off and it can cost you. So they put a lot of hard work into this game, a lot of quality. They put Kyiv under lots of pressure. So if it is going to be a 1-0 defeat, I think they would take that. I think we'd all took that before the game. But what I'm taking, the positives, is the quality of the performance tonight.
Really good.
I think they've been excellent.
Really good cross ball from James Tavernier from the right-hand side. It was just probing at the near post, and it needed a lunge and a clearance from Mikavko to get that away for Dynamo Kyiv.
Yeah, they're having to do the defensive bit as well. Just Tavernier putting a good ball in there. Still going at it, Rangers.
Yeah, Yilmaz right in the middle of the pitch, trying to play a ball down the middle for Dessers. It was always going to be difficult to get that one right. Maybe he should just have taken a shot on himself, the little left back.
Again, it's the execution of the pass, you know, not quite there with Yilmaz. He's been kind of found wanting, you know. Normally he's a lot better, you know, in terms of, you know, when he's getting himself forward and trying to pick the pass out. He's not quite got it right. Little challenge here.
Yeah, free kick against Jefte. He was just trying to
right in the edge of the box,
get in behind. He was trying to get to the byline and get another delivery in from the left-hand side. He's made quite a contribution since coming off the bench, the 20-year-old Brazilian. I think the Rangers fans will be pretty excited about what they've seen from him so far.
He's more direct, and that's not saying Scott Wright isn't. I think sometimes it's in Scott Wright's mind, is this occasion too big for me, a real confidence player, whereas Jefte's just saying, this is my stage, I'm on it, I'm going for it. But just before that, just that rock and hard place I'm talking about, where they lost the ball. I think it was Suter on the left-hand side, and then no, sorry, it was Yilmaz lost the ball, and then Dow did ever so well when they were on the break. So they could have been done by going on an attack on that left-hand side. So sometimes it's better at that time in the game just to play canny.
Foul by one of the Dynamo Kyiv subs, Voloshin, on Ridvan Yilmaz, who was down, back on his feet, and play now resumes in the 89th minute. BBC Radio Scotland with the Champions League qualifiers, third qualifying round, first leg. Are Rangers going to carve themselves out a chance late on here to equalise? 1-0, you'd imagine, will be good enough, but can they produce a late twist in the tail here to make the complexion even brighter going into that second leg at Hampden next week?
And there is a little problem. Hampden, you know, you certainly fancy your chances. You go back to Ibrox, you know, with that crowd, the European night. So that might have a part to play. You know, I hate to say it, but you know, yeah, Hampden, certainly not the same atmosphere as you go in front of your own crowd at Ibrox. So, but you know, Rangers have been excellent tonight. Yeah, yep.
That's just the way it is.
That's another discussion.
Exactly. Don't want to get you all riled up again, Derek. We've just iced you down from your pre-match rant.
I'm quite calm.
Down has gone Popov, the Dynamo Kyiv central defender. Cyril Desser's involved again. He's put himself about, and I think that's what Rangers want of their number 9, and he's certainly unlucky not to have scored tonight. He's produced a save out of Yuri Bushchan, which was right out of the top drawer. When you think about that, and you think about the McCausland left footer from 25 yards first half, which rattled back off the post, Rangers just couldn't have gone much closer to scoring tonight without finding the net. 1-0 Dynamo Kyiv as we head into stoppage time. 4 minutes to be added. And while Rangers would love to get an equaliser, maybe more important just to keep things tight and safe and secure at the back and not concede again.
The manager's head, I've been saying it. Yeah. Maybe too guarded at times. That's my problem.
But I get that, you know.
I'll manage it, yeah.
Yeah, they put so much into it, you know, and if concede a second, you know, it could, you know, questionably kill the tie. So yeah, it's been you're talking into it, Dodgy. I'll even say that.
I'm actually saying to you, Fergie, just sit for 10 minutes.
I can't believe he's had that effect on you, Derek. Wide left was Jefte. He's made a difference on the pitch from half-time. His first competitive minutes for Rangers. And here he is again, racing into the corner. Collects the ball, gets it down, swings in a cross ball. And there was a miscue at the near post from Popov, and it almost produced a half chance that for Rangers.
That's
scrambled away in the end.
Sorry, Rob, that's going to happen second leg. I'm telling you, just get it wide and get it delivered, because they look ropey, they look shaky. You can see it's in their heads. Anything that comes in, Rangers have got heads on it, or they've swiped at it and not got the right connection to clear it. So you can see what will be happening second leg.
Dujon Sterling in possession on the right-hand side for Rangers. Funneled back into the middle, and John Suter. And it is cautious and careful at this stage as we head inside the 3rd minute of time added on at the end of a pretty fascinating match-up between these two. The ball is worked out wide towards James Tavernier. The challenge from Vivcharenko. I don't think the ball went out. Some players were hanging about waiting, but it didn't go out. And on the attacker, Dynamo Kyiv, but Rangers get back in numbers to hustle the ball out of play. One of them was Czerny, doing good work down that Rangers right.
And that's what I'm talking about, Rob. Just that little concentration, just being focused. You know, you don't think the ball's you out. You know, you make sure you get over there as quick as, certainly in times like this. So, and they've got possession high up the park at the moment, but Rangers have looked to more threatening. And you're right, Dodgy, you know, that's going to be a ploy, you know, when they get them at Hampden. You know, work that ball into wide areas, get the ball in, because they look all over the place at times.
Just about inside the 3rd and final minute, the 4th and final minute, I should say, of stoppage time. Right at the end of the game, we've added 3 already. Nobody wants to be making a mistake at this stage. The ball booted out of play by James Tavernier, but it took a nick on its way off a Dynamo Kyiv player, and it will be a Rangers throw-in. And it's a matter of seconds remaining in Lublin. Back to Tavernier from the throw, gets it away, up to halfway, lovely layoff, and maybe there will be a late twist in the tail, because Jefte is surging forward and then clipping it across for Czerny. Can he get control of it? Keeps it in before it gets to the corner flag. Swings in the crossbar! Rangers have levelled the game with what must be the final kick, and it's Cyril Dessers. Just when it looked as if this match was meandering to the final whistle, Rangers produced something special. And on debut, it's Václav Czerny who swings in the cross, and it's Cyril Dessers, the much maligned number 9, who gets a toe on it at the near post and gives us what will surely be a final scoreline of 1-1.
And thoroughly deserved, Rob. Rangers have been pressing. You know, we're into the last minute of time added on, of 4 minutes which we're playing. There's 5, 6 players in the box, all attacking the ball, coming in. We've said, well, Dodgy said it all night. They look vulnerable with cross balls. This time, it's a ball from the right-hand side. He's on the move, Dessers. This time, great connection. You know, he can't really miss. He has done before, but didn't tonight. You know, 2-3 yards out, slides the ball into the back of the net. Well deserved.
Yeah, and it's from a nice, solid defence that they build that. Jeffy then gets it to Czerny, cross and goal. Simple as that. And what a result. I mean, they've not gone gung-ho to get the equaliser, and I said that if you nick one, well, great, and that's exactly what they've done. We said next week will be crosses in the box and they'll get chances. It's the way the game's turned out like that. I mean, it's a brilliant ball in and a lovely little delicate finish from Dessers.
That final whistle confirming that was indeed the last kick of the game from Cyril Dessers. What an important goal that might prove to be. Even at 1-0 down, Rangers would have had every hope of getting it turned around in the second leg at Hampden next week. But level pegging is even better, and they will look to carry that end of match momentum into the second leg next week. And it was a moment of quality from Czerny on Rangers' debut. It was a lovely delivery on the cross ball, and it was well read by Dessers, poking it in from close range. He'd been denied earlier with a brilliant header, which produced an even better save from Bushchan. In the first half, McCausland struck the post with a 25-yarder. Dynamo Kyiv led through Yarmolenko after the Yilmaz mistake. But Rangers kept on going, literally right to the final whistle, and they get their reward. Final scoreline, Dynamo Kyiv 1, Rangers 1.
Rangers in the Champions